My name is Felicia Jackson. My Social Work 306 contribution presentation is on the founder of Orphan Homes, Mrs. Carrie Steele. She impacted the social work field as an activist, educator, and founder. She founded an institution that has continued for more than over a century, providing homes for more than 20,000 children. Very little written documentation concerning the day Carrie was born. She was born in 1829 as a slave who was orphaned as a young child. While working at the Union Railroad station, she discovered babies and children were being abandoned. While at work, she would place the babies and children in empty boxcars and take them home at night. Mrs. Carey would use her $100 a month salary to take care of the children. On October 12, 1888, Mrs. Carey secured a charter for the Carrie Steele Orphan Home. After soliciting funds from the community and adding money that she made from selling her own home, she was able to purchase 4 acres from the center of the city and built a 3-story brick orphanage. The Carrie Steele Home is the oldest black orphanage in the nation. It was dedicated in 1892 and the cost of the orphanage was $5,000. In 1890, Mrs. Carey married Mr. Hosan Logan. Mr. Logan was from New York City. I was unable to locate a marriage photo of Mr. and Mrs. Logan, so I used this to represent their marriage. Since very little information is known about her life, it is not known whether she had children of her own or what her life like as a slave. Mrs. Steele Logan volunteered as a probation officer. This job reinforced her belief that orphans fall prey to the life of crime. In order to prepare her children for adulthood, she made sure their children attended school, which was established at the home, and also their children were instructed in domestic services and farm work. The Black Side, a partial history of the business, religious, educational side of Negroes in Atlanta, Georgia, 1894, was written by E.B. Carter. Mr. Carter wrote, Mrs. Carrie Steele Logan has placed a stepping stone for the betterment of race by striving to save the boys and girls. Mrs. Carrie Steele Logan died in 1900 at the age of 71. She was buried in the Oakland Cemetery in Atlanta, Georgia. Her tombstones read, Mother of orphans, she has done what she could. In 1924, the home became one of the original agencies supported by the Atlantic Community Trust, later known as United Way. The Carrie Steele Pitts home had only 4 individuals to hold positions of executive director. After the death of Miss Carrie Steele Logan, Mrs. Claire Maxwell Pitts became director. After her retirement, Miss Ovetta Allison, a former resident of SCPH, was also the executive director. In 1950, the Carrie Steele home received a name change. The facility name was changed in recognition to the dedication of Claire Maxwell Pitts. Miss Maxwell Pitts served from 1909 to 1950 as the executive director. Like the former executive director, Miss Allison, several other residents from CSPH became employees at CSPH. Mrs. May Maxwell Yates, daughter of Mrs. Clara Maxwell Pitts, took over CSPH in 1950 as the executive director. In 1989, an article written in the Atlantic Journal-Constitution made a negative comment about orphanages. The orphanage is meant to care for and train for honest labor the hundreds of colored orphans who are growing up as material for the chain gang. Today, CSPH, the Carrie Steele Pitts home, is still in operation, servicing over several hundred neglected or abused or abandoned orphan children. Mrs. Carrie Logan Steele's hard work and dedication is still being felt in society today. She has made a major impact on the social work field. In 1998, the Georgia Women of Achievement recognizes Mrs. Claire Mrs. Carrie Steele Pitts. What she could do was a great deal for her persevering compassion, for her resourceful energy, her integrity, and dedication. I am honored to present to you Mrs. Carrie Steele Logan, the founder of the first Black orphanage. She had made a strong impact that her orphanage is still up and running. Thank you.